What's going on, Badger Nation? Welcome to the PPC Den podcast, the world's first and longest running show all about how to make your Amazon advertising life a little bit easier and a little bit more profitable. Today on the show, we have Mansour from Incrementum Digital. He's back on the show, and we've got about 10 updates ranked for you on Amazon advertising. There's always a million and one things to do with Amazon advertising, but I feel like one thing that a lot of brands and sellers struggle with is prioritization. So not only are we going to cover the updates, but we're also going to rank them on a scale of 1 to 10 for you with predictions as to how much this will impact your performance over the next 12 months. So let's jump into it. Some really cool, exciting updates. We talk about what to do, macro trends, as well as that prioritized list. Let's jump into it. Coming to you from Incrementum Digital's HQ, Mansour, welcome back to the show. Great to have you.
Great to be here. Thank you so much. It's always fun to be here and talk some Amazon advertising.
Yeah, the episodes that we've done together, thousands of views. It's always so great learning something new from you. So I so very much appreciate that. I know the good people out there of Badger Nation also appreciate it. How has, we're sort of rounding out 2025, looking ahead towards 2026. How has your year gone for you so far? Was this an easier year than 2024 for you? A more challenging year for you?
I would say Q1 and maybe mid Q2 was tougher. We
Yeah.
didn't see we didn't see the growth that we expected for
Hmm.
our clients. But after that, then things started picking up, and we are saying we had a great year for most of our clients. But before that, as I mentioned, it was tough.
How did you navigate that? Because I will say that I think that's generally universally true that quarter one, quarter two of 2025 was a little tougher than years past. How have you how did you navigate that time?
Great question. The thing is that for us, when something is happening and we don't see growth for our clients, there are two things. Either we are not doing a good job, and that's just that specific client, or it's the markets. When it's market, we have the signals. There are different product opportunities for category insights. So we go there to see what's happening to the category. When we start from there and then we go to that data, at least we have the answer that, okay, it's not that we are not doing good, it's just the market. But then the next approach is that, okay, sure, it's the market, but how we could do better, like compared to the market. I feel like it becomes easier when the clients know that it's the market.
That was a big part of my first half of the year too. It was like working that flow chart. Okay, like sales are not where we want them to be year over year. Let's take a look at like total search volume. Let's take a look at what the market is
Right.
doing. Let's, all of those things. And then you can, it can help you reframe your goals of just like, well, can our market share change even despite a lower sales volume year over year or something like that? Um, but yes, that was very much true. And yes, the pattern that you described, or like the first half of the year was a little tougher, and then it sort of got easier as time went on. I think that I mirror that experience too. So that's great. Onward and upward to 2026, and what a great skill share just in general. We've done episodes before looking at the product opportunity explorer because it helps you track overall conversion rate and overall search volume
No.
and search query data and all these different things can help you piece that story together. And I would say that's been a macro trend, I think, in the world of any digital marketing, especially true on Amazon, which is, hey, I spend all of my time in the PPC console, or hey, I'm just here to do marketing or whatever. And it's like, I'm also going to glance at what the overall market is doing to be able to tell the full story. Results get better, look at the market, compare how the market results get worse, look at the market. Like always compare it to the market
I,
for
I,
sure.
I agree, and I think the PPC, Amazon advertising managers, they didn't used to do it
Yeah.
before.
Hmm.
And even for me, it was very tough to check this before Amazon gives you all these data
Yeah.
points.
Hmm.
Now we have all of these data points. It is very, very easy with, there are three, four different tools that you could check that from different places from Amazon in keyword level, what is happening
Yep.
in category level. So Amazon, thanks to Amazon, they had made it very easy without any third party tools just to understand what's happening in the market.
That's right. You know, multiple decades after like Google tells you the search volume for keywords, like Amazon's like, you know what, we can do that too. So thank you, Amazon. I appreciate it. Speaking of updates, you know, part of the world of marketing on Amazon is of course knowing what updates there are. And, you know, we're recording this in late 2025. So Unbox has happened. And I think it's worth sort of digging into some of these new updates. And you have a cool slide deck that we can run through, talk about what some of these updates mean, talk about, you know, both activities to do with this information as well as maybe some commentary on like the direction of Amazon marketing as well. So thanks so much for putting this slide deck together. It was you first went through some of these things on your YouTube channel, so thanks so much for coming over here to Ad Badger's channel and also sharing this info. It's great info. Let's dig into it.
Yeah, let's do it because I think we are getting into a new era of Amazon advertising also. So we gotta explore and see what's happening. So most of the, I would say pretty much all of them are from Unbox,
Yep.
and to good
Did
extent
you go this
they
year?
no, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. And to good extent they have implemented and they are live for most of the account. Some of
Mhm.
them are not, which I mentioned which ones are not. So first update. Finally, Amazon has a unified ad console, meaning DSP and sponsored ads will be in one console instead of you going into different consoles to see sponsored ad DSP. So everything will be in one place. Of course, you have the filters to see DSP, to see sponsored ads. And on the top, as you can see, you have these easily quick access to different ad types. And this plus button that you see, and I'm sure you see in your ads, when you click, it's going to say what ad types you want to generate. Is it sponsored product, brand, or DSP, etc. So that is it. And plus, this AI search, which is here, it's going to help you to search your campaigns with any metrics, any KPIs, any data that you are looking for. So the AI here is not necessarily new. I think it has been there for more than a month, but that is gonna search for all your DSP and sponsored ad campaigns.
And I think we could add some flavor to this episode too, which is can you rate this update in terms of impact to performance on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being it's absolutely positively going to give you some gains, whereas a score of 1 would be it will not impact performance. Where how would you rate this on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would rate it 5 because the impact in performance won't be that much, but I'm giving a higher rate. The reason is that when you have everything in one place, now you can see, okay, what's my total spend? What's my total sales? Instead of even, because usually what happens for us is that our DSP manager is different from Amazon sponsored
Mhm.
ads. And it is, then you have this disconnect of, okay, I'm running a sponsored ad, here's what's happening. DSP, they communicate what would be the budget, but it's good to have one unified dashboard to see all the information in one place.
I agree. I think that it's actually a little known fact that if you have to switch screens, it actually there's some kind of like mental hurdle that happens for people where it's just like you're either not going to check it as much or it's not going to be as important or like, you know, you have this like fragmented view of things. So I think data unification is key. That's something that we think a lot about here internally, which is like, hey, when you're doing your advertising on your PPC, imagine if you also knew like the organic ranking of this keyword with this product combo, like at the same time. So I think in general, data unification is a big win. I do think that it makes management and optimization easier. So I agree with that.
Mm.
Um, so this is great. So unifying DSP, Amazon ads all into one console. That was our first
Yeah.
update. Mhm.
Next one. We have a new powerful reporting. This is very interesting that now we had this in DSV, this type of reporting that, by the way, it's not going to be a dashboard. So you select your dimensions, you select your metrics that you want, and then Amazon gives you like the other reports. It's going to take some time to generate it, and you can download also, you could get email. But the difference now is that, first of all, you could go 15 months back, as far as I know, daily reports that, for search term, for many reports, we couldn't go that far back. But
Mm-hmm.
with this report, we could do. And also, the good thing is that now any metrics that you want, any ad types, any metrics, there is one report that you could upload all of them instead of just going, just give me a sponsored ad, this report,
Mm-hmm.
the sponsored product, this
Mm-hmm.
report. So everything is consolidated here based on the type of report you want. You could generate. In terms of metrics, I don't think, no, I haven't seen, honestly, I haven't explored in detail to see if there's anything new or not. But so far, I haven't seen anything new in the report.
Scale of 1 to 10. How much do you think this will impact your performance over the next 12 months?
I would give it a 7 because I feel like we have more dimensions that
Yeah.
maybe we didn't have before. How to see the metrics, since I haven't dived deep into this to say, okay, like Michael, we didn't see this report before
Right.
to see the spend for this specific dimension, but now we have it. So I'll give it a 7. We will see later when we dive deeper what happens there.
Yeah, I think I can see a workflow where you are looking at a campaign and then sort of you're looking at it, you're navigating around, and then you have this question of like, what has this done over some time period? And like, what are some additional metrics about this thing that I'm looking at? Maybe it's a product or a keyword or a campaign or something. And then be able to go here and like pull some like deeper data than maybe even used to, or data that was like in several different reports. I think that again, data unification is always helpful. And like if anything you can do to speed up the optimization and allow you to make more informed optimization decisions is always going to be of the manager's benefit for sure.
Yeah. Next, we have ads agent. So it's an agentic assistant that helps you build campaigns, optimize campaigns, but for as of now, it's only DSP.
Right.
So it's
Like
not in
read
the
through yeah, like read through some of that conversation if you can see that on your screen like the ads agent is saying something and then the user's responding. Can you read some of that dialogue?
so yes, right now the ad agent saying, "Hi Jane, I'm an AI agent for Amazon Ads. I can help you with your media planning and campaign creation." So upload media plan. It's gonna say that the user says, "I'm gonna upload the media plan." The ads agent says, "Great, upload your media plan, and I can create custom campaigns and ad groups. You can also share your preferred structure, for instance, one campaign with 12 ad groups."
Mhm.
So the user uploads that file. I want to create 2 campaigns with 6 ad groups, 3 ad groups each. Now, here's the thing, this Excel file that this person has uploaded has the detail of the information, the campaign, the structure, the spend. So they are giving that pretty
Right.
much how they want the campaign to be. And this is for DSP, right? I'm sure it's going to show up for soon. They will be released for a sponsored ad, and you could see how good it is. But it could, apart from this creation, you could ask for optimization. You could ask question about the uh, campaigns as well.
I was talking to Brent from uh now Sellerplex and he posted this screen cap of the ads agent with like the title of "Are we cooked?" Meaning, are and is an Amazon marketing professional someone that helps brands with their marketing? Are they going to become redundant because someone can just come here and like ask questions and manage their campaigns via chat? And what how would you respond to that question? Is this
No,
going to make
still,
Amazon agencies redundant?
well, at this point, I could say for sure no.
Yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
the future, I think. no matter what, you still need a strategist that could be on top of the account and strategize your account. I don't think the agencies or ad strategies will go away,
Yeah.
but they will have a better tool. And maybe the number of people who need to work on account is going to be less. Instead of few people, one person could even manage more accounts, or in one account just 1% will be more
Yeah.
than enough, no matter how big it is. But I don't think the agencies or ad managers, not agencies, will go away, because you still need the human behind the scene to give the strategy, to think through with the agent to create the strategy.
You know what, my response to Brent was? It was this exact thing, which is like talk to your ad campaigns, has existed in Google Ads for almost a year now, and, like, you haven't really heard about it. Like, it actually didn't get used very much, and I think, like, it's always interesting, like, who like, I think, like, the future of any computer, like, any program anywhere is gonna be more about, like, natural language instead of, like, typing in a word, or like you want to search on Zillow and like you just tell it verbally, or you type like, hey, I want to buy a house. Like you're actually like typing a sentence like you would type to a human, and then it will interpret it and it will like formulate the query for you. And I think like that in general is going to become more and more popular on any computer interface anywhere. So I think like the trend is definitely a macro trend to pay attention to. And then I also think like, well, what does that do for like PPC optimization? Like the previous update was using like a drag and drop builder to get even more data so that like a human could analyze, or maybe like your AI partner would analyze with you. And then like you're still looking at it and you're still making decisions. And then like deciding what to do based on company goals and all those things. It's interesting that the platform would is the interface, meaning I think a lot of people know this, which is like Amazon has goals, brands have goals. There is a center of that Venn diagram, but it's not completely overlapped. Meaning like Amazon has some slightly different goals than maybe individual advertisers. And it's like, how well will brands be able to advocate for themselves in this interface where it's like it's sort of common knowledge that you might get on the phone with a rep for any platform. This is not unique to Amazon, for any platform, Meta or Google, and then they might like sort of nudge you in a direction um, that maybe will give you more visibility, and you're really looking for direct response ROAS. So it's always
Right.
like it's sort of worth. I just wanted to. I don't know. I always feel like it's good to be a little critical. Yeah.
Yeah, no, no. I'll give you two examples. One is that, going to Amazon refs that you mentioned, we had an interview. We are looking for managers. We had an interview with one person that used to work with Amazon. He works with
Yeah.
Amazon,
Yeah.
and he helps the brands with optimization, creating campaign. We ask one question, and after that, you're like, okay, great. We will
Oh, what
reach
was
out
the
to you.
question? What was it?
How do you do your keyword research? The question was that, the answer was that I go to listing, I look at the keywords, and based on that, I come up with the keywords. I run auto campaign, I come up with the keywords. I'm like, how are you helping brands when you even don't know how to do a keyword research?
Mm,
Who goes to listing just based on the listings,
right.
starts coming up with the keyword? So that is, I'm just telling that
Right.
we didn't even pass that basic part
Yeah.
to go to campaign creation. The second is that Amazon behind the scene, whatever they do, even now, the strategies that we have, or it's in the industry, is totally different from Amazon. So to your point, I agree that, how do we know these agents will implement our strategy? So that's why I think there should be an
Yeah.
strategies behind the scene. But yeah, implementation and reporting and everything will be with the agent, but the thought process will be managers.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so let's get your rating. So far we had a 5, a 7, and how would you rate this one? Next 12 months only, next 12 months. You know,
Next 12 months only.
yeah.
In next 12 months only, I would give it a 5. I don't think it's gonna make a big difference.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. The next one is in AMC. Now we have this ads assistant in Amazon Marketing Cloud that you ask question and it's gonna help you with creating the queries, which it's pretty good because creating the one of the challenges with working with Amazon Marketing Cloud is that yes, you have this already templates, but as soon as you want to get out of that, you want something custom, you get into trouble because you need SQL. Uh, and if you don't know that, you can't create it. But this ads assistant helps you with that. I have been testing few things. It's really slow. It thinks for a long time to answer you, but it is a good start to make sure that okay, you have any questions that you have, it's going to create the query, give you the query, and you could work your way from there. So it is AI in the Amazon Marketing Cloud. We had for audience creation, we already have it, I would say, from 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
Now we have it in
A
the
chatbot form.
insight at
Yeah.
chatbot form. Yes.
I would say the audience SQL generator, that little box on the left side of this or the center of the screen on the left side of the screen cap, um, that's probably one of the best, most reliable natural language to code um, things I've ever used. Like, it's that audience SQL generator, I feel like is really, really good, and I would
It's good.
advise anyone who feels intimidated by AMC to actually, like, take a deep breath, go use that little box on the left. I haven't used the box on the right, but the box on the left, I feel like doesn't miss, like, it very rarely misses, um, which I feel like you go to, ChatGPT and you ask something, everyone's like you might look at it half the time and be like, I don't like the way that they wrote this email even. But that SQL generator, I feel like was well trained on their
Yeah.
data set.
No,
So
I
yeah.
agree. That is very
Mhm.
good. Yes, that audience creator, it's
Mhm.
pretty good and to the point. There have
Yeah.
been cases that I needed to change it, but in most cases, 9% of the time it is good.
Yeah. And if you were to go do it today, would you use the chatbot or the box on the left?
For audience, I will use the box.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Cool.
chatbot is very slow. And I
First,
think
they gotta
that
up the GPUs.
and probably for insights, I would go there for the
Mm.
insight creation. I gotta
Mhm.
test few things to see how good it is for the any insight that you
Right.
want, giving the query. But yeah,
Yeah. Awesome. So, I guess this update specifically is the chatbot. Scale of 1 to 10, how impactful do you think it's gonna be on performance in the next 12 months?
in performance, I would say 6 to 7. It gives you the insights. It's gonna the question will be that how good will you be to get these insights
Right.
implemented to get a better
Right.
performance.
Mhm. Awesome.
Okay, we are getting to some good stuff now. Next, we have sponsor brand reserve share of voice. So I'll read what we have here. Any way to pre-purchase top of search placements for branded searches at a fixed upfront upfront price.
Very
So what
unique. Yeah.
happens? It is. So what happens when you create a sponsor brand campaigns? There is this new goal next to drive page visits and grow brand impressions. The new goal is reserve share of voice.
Mhm.
And what it does is that when you go with that, you are telling Amazon that you are paying some fixed money, which Amazon gives you the estimate how much it is, to make sure you are 100% of the time guaranteed to take the top of the search placement for headline ads.
Right.
Now, now in terms of how this works, I have gone through this. Then you click that, Amazon is going to give you a list of your branded terms. You could add any term, or usually I'm like, okay, if I want to add, I'll go for all of my branded terms. So you could be very specific in what terms you want to add, or you could add all of your branded search terms. Next, when you apply that, Amazon will give you a pricing for any time period that you want. It is 10 days, it is a month, it is a year, whatever your time period is. Based on that, Amazon will give you a pricing. The minimum is 6,000. So let's say you select 3 days, And Amazon says that, okay, just this one is $200. So you got to extend your timeline to at least get to 6,000 budget. So that's the minimum of the budget. And when you click on that, then Amazon gives you option. You want to put the uh, sponsor brand product collection? Do you want to do the video sponsor brand video ads or store spotlight? So after this step, you select which ad type in terms of which of your sponsor brand you want to show up there. You could create different ad groups. Maybe for some keywords, you say sponsor brand video. Some keywords, you might say product collection ads. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And one more point I would say, I when it came out, it was on beta, I think 3 weeks ago. I just saw it for one account. I tested something. I selected all the branded terms. So it gave me price of, let's say, 10,000. Amazon told me to, if to guarantee to get the top of search, subscribe me 10,000. I took Michael a different approach. I said, okay, let me get my sponsor brand search term report.
Hmm.
So I downloaded that for a month. I isolated and I filtered all my branded terms to see in that month how much I spent on branded terms. Let's say it was 8,000. Now, there was one tool because with this, I can compare, right? The 10,000 that share of voice was telling me for a month was to be there 100% of the time. I wanted to compare and see how cheaper or how expensive this is if I just simply go and target the keywords. So the search terms that I got for that previous month, it came up to X amount in terms of spend. I went to sponsored brand impression share. There is a dashboard in advertising console, sponsored brand impression share, that shows for your branded terms what is your share for a sponsored product and a sponsored brand. So when I looked at this brand, we were there around, let's say, 90% of the time, meaning 10% of the time, our competition taking the branded term spot for top of search. So I did some calculation. I'm like, okay, 90%, 8,000. Anyway, I end up seeing that if I go with the same approach of keyword targeting to get the 100% share, roughly I ended up to the same price that Amazon was giving me for reserve share of voice. But this is just for one product, one account. I won't rely on that. Now that this is in all the accounts, I asked our managers, I'm like, okay, I want you to go to at least two of accounts and do the same calculation. I want to end up seeing, is there any correlation? Is it close? Is it not? Or it is totally different for different brands. So this is how you could also calculate to see if it makes sense or not.
Amazing study. Um, yeah, fascinating. The way that I interpret this is, um, it's it's similar to buying like a more classic media buy, which is like we're gonna put you on the front page of YouTube for 2 weeks. Like, how much are you willing to pay for that? Or like closer to the billboard ad or Super Bowl ad where you're paying for the placement, like you're paying for the billboard there, instead of the classic cost per click or even cost per view that we're used to. And it's cool to hear that like they're not. It doesn't seem like maybe this at this point like there's too big of an upcharge to reserve it. Um, Pretty cool. If you were to guess, like, what the utility of this in terms of, like, increasing performance, and I mean, now we're into the world of, like, well, increasing performance, like, maybe that is the thing that the brand wanted to optimize for, which is to be in top of search impression share, a certain amount of time over a certain time period.
This is only for this is only for branded terms. This is not for category terms.
Mhm.
So this is only for your branded searches. Any
And
term
you
that,
pick from the list that they give you.
yeah, it pretty much
Mhm.
covers everything, but it's not for any category. I would say it's a great way for many brands to make sure they are taking that spot. And if you're very strategic with what to show up
Right.
there, but and also that is why I mentioned If the price is very close to what I'm already paying with
Mm-hmm.
keyword targeting, definitely I will go with this. I'm like, okay, I have that peace of mind that I'm gonna be
Right.
always there. But if the difference is so much that I'm like, oh, this is like 40% more expensive, I'd rather go with keyword targeting, then
Mm-hmm.
I will go that approach. But I think it's a good way if you want to take that. I would just, yeah, look at the pricing.
Awesome. Uh, I have to ask you to rate this one. Scale of 1 to
Uh,
10.
I would give it a 8. I think for many brands, this is a great way. Many brands with higher search volume and a good branded terms. I think it would be very impactful.
Would you say that it's helpful for a brand to look at how many just look at the search result and see how many competitors are bidding on their like, look at their sponsored branded search term report, and then actually see, like, do they always have 100% share anyway? Like, is there some kind of factor where you would probably recommend people consider this heavily?
Yes, that's what I mentioned. That we compare that uh, with that sponsor brand impression share, because that exactly shows you that for what percentage of time you are taking top of the search. If
Right.
not, your competitors are being there. It could be there
Exactly.
in the whole brand level. If you want to go to the search term level, great point. You could go to the sponsor brand, download the sponsor brand search term report, impression search term report, and see what's happening and decide based on that. The point being is that you shouldn't just blindly and say, okay, I'm going to go around this. Maybe
Right.
with just keyword targeting for your branded terms, you get better pricing being there.
Right. Cool. Thank you, Mansour. Hey, friends, I hope you're enjoying this episode with Mansour. I know that I am. I just wanted to jump in for a second and just mention um, data connections. One thing that we really prioritized internally here at the AdBadger software is actually trying to get more of these data connections for you, even ones that Amazon doesn't directly have itself. So, for example, I'm talking about PPC data next to profitability data, next to organic ranking data, next to search query performance data. So basically layering on these different layers so that you can see changes in profitability, changes in total revenue, changes in returns, changes in keyword search volume, changes in organic ranking, as well as changing in, of course, your PPC performance. That way you can get a really full, complete picture all next to each other in an integrated place. So that has been huge to sort of build into AdBadger over the last few months and into the future. We're always looking for ways to, how can I make a decision faster, more informed, quicker? So I just wanted to share that really quick. If you have any questions on this, please be sure to go to AdBadger's website and reach out. We can set up a demo call, or you can just come out and learn more, get a trial. Have a good one. Let's get back to the episode.
Okay, next we have a sponsor brand collection AI curated. Like me, you might be asking a sponsor brand collection. Well, we already had it. But this is a new ad format that it's going to show multiple products from your catalog inside a single sponsored brand unit. So far, nothing. But the key here is that Amazon is going to choose automatically which product to show for based on the keyword that a customer is searching. So it is exactly like the sponsored product collections with products that we have. The only difference is that you will have all your catalog. And when customers are searching based on the intent, based on the search term, Amazon is going to decide which products are related to that term. So Amazon will add those products to the collection instead of anything pre-selected, which I think it's pretty good because right now Michael, the approach we have for sponsor brand, we have different buckets for different targets, and based on the targets, we decide what product to showcase there, which is related to the intent of the customer. One thing that I love and I always recommend is that actually what I love, Michael, is to remove the products, and because we could do that. add a custom image, remove the products. Now, when your ad is showing up, a sponsored brand is showing up, you just see a big custom image with no product. And for that custom image, my recommendation is always to put the collection of your products, showing different products so customers see what type of products that you have. So if they click, instead of clicking on the individual products that takes them to the product detail page, distracted with other competition, you force them. If they click, they're gonna be directed to your store. Awesome. So they see all of your products, they explore. If they don't click, you have that awareness and you're not spending, right? But they see your brand and your products. That's my approach for sponsored headline ads, and I usually test between this and adding product. But I think that's a great tool. It removes that problem of okay, I'm target uh, bucketing, figuring out what to put there, what products to put there.
Right.
If it AI is good, it's very impactful.
So, the that was a big if, like if the AI is effective at sort of understanding, goals here and be able to really sort of fine tune what it triggers for each of these. I hope ideally some kind of like click through rate or conversion rate rotation. It could be huge in that case if it's like auto optimizing based off conversion rate or click through rate. That could be great. So, what's your prediction here in terms of like, will if you were to predict the next 12 months how much this will impact performance in a positive way, scale of 1 to 10.
I would say it could be 7, and the
Yeah.
reason is that many brands it could be very impactful because many brands, they might not have our approach to go very, like, granular and understand
Right.
what to do all these bucketings. So for many brands, you just create, put bunch of keywords, put all of your products. If AI good, again, that if the AI is good,
Right.
they show the right product instead of the wrong product, because I'm sure you have seen many sponsored brand that you are searching for a specific keyword, but the headline that shows up and the product is
Yeah.
not related to your product. And also, even they copy, they are going to optimize with the AI, because right now I see
Mhm.
that in our sponsor brand, when I write the copy, there is one option there that, do you want us to do the AI optimization? I have never seen in our brands that being implemented. I always see the copy that we wrote, but I'm assuming that comes with it as well. So now you
Right.
don't have the challenge. You just target the keywords. Amazon
Yeah.
knows what copy to show and what products. It is actually, I'll go with 8, not 7, with 8
Yeah.
for many brands.
Cool. Cool. Next.
Next,
Mhm.
very interesting update:
Mhm.
AI powered product prompts for sponsored products and sponsored brands. So this is interesting. Amazon keeps pushing the Rufus, and seems like a Rufus usage going up in the product detail pages. In the When they are looking for customers, I don't know if you guys noticed or not. When you go to Amazon and you want to search on the search, right underneath says, as you are searching, it says ask Rufus. So Amazon is pushing Rufus. What is happening here is that I'm sure you have seen that when you go to Rufus, there are questions about the products. There are pre-prompts, ready prompts shown up. Now, among those, we have sponsored prompts as well. Here in the screen, for instance, in the Rufus, customer looked for TV, and they go to Rufus. Rufus has this customer that asks, and here are 4 prompts that we have. The prompt number 1 is, which TV feature are essential for gaming? That's organic. The next one is sponsored. Which Samsung TVs are good for gaming? So this is a sponsor prompt that when the customer clicks, it gives some explanation about which Samsung TVs are good for gaming, and then there is Samsung TVs shown up under that in a carousel. These are all a sponsored product. This is
So
gonna
a couple
happen
things.
for sponsored product and brands. Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple things are converging here. Number one, a lot of search-based marketers for a long time have talked about like the death of keywords, where like nobody searches keywords anymore. It's all this sort of like conversational type search now, where like like for search marketers, it's like, well, what do you target? And Amazon over this slide and the next one, you can sort of see what that will eventually look like, as well as the other discussion too was like how do AI results or AI bots, how can that be monetized via advertising? Like as an advertiser, how can I access what is displayed there? And you see sort of different variants. This is cool because it's actually like a prompt that someone can eventually bid on, or like it's actually a sponsored prompt. It's like
Right.
which Samsung TVs are good for gaming. I think as a consumer and like Amazon, like this could potentially be um, like a real trust killer. Like there's already sometimes like, can I trust the reviews on Amazon? Like, am I buying a genuine product? Like some of that can happen. And so I think like hopefully, as a marketer helping brands on Amazon, I hope this stays like pure in the eyes of consumers, where it's just like imagine every single prompt here was sponsored. And then it's like a person feels like, am I just receiving slanted information? But I think this is like a thoughtful integration here, like which Samsung TVs are good for gaming. It's like sort of like someone knows like that it
That
is a
that
sponsored. Yeah.
that is a great point, Michael. And I think, like, first of all, no matter what, this is gonna end up happening in Google's side as well, right? In AI mode, because they
Yeah.
need to
Mhm.
monetize it. But the way
Mhm.
I see about this, actually, I was talking, I think, with Liran that this is the same approach as imagine if your search result pages. You have organic and sponsored, right? This is the same thing. These are prompts. You have
Yep.
organic and sponsored prompts. So
Yep.
for me, from perspective of Amazon and me, I'm like, okay, this is a good transition and makes sense. The same approach that we have in the search result pages. Because if you wanted to claim this, then you would say, oh, in the search result pages, the same. Why will customers get like
Right.
suspicious because there are so many sponsored? I would say not probably.
Right. I think Amazon has handled sponsored placements pretty darn good. Like it's baked into their existing algorithm to be sure to assess for
Right.
some kind of quality check, like quality score type check. So this is really cool. And I think on the next slide, you have like the back end of this that you'll see inside the ads
Right.
console, where you're sort of seeing some of the relationship between prompt here and then what a user would see when they're searching. So this is
So
AI instructions. Mhm.
yes, this is interesting, which goes back to is this original or not? First of all, where this shows up, it's gonna be in your current sponsored products and sponsored brands. Right now, it is live in a sponsored product. I don't see the prompts populated yet, but the tab is there. You can see it. And here is how it's gonna happen. You don't add any prompts. The prompts will be pre-populated by Amazon. So it's not like you will be able to add a prompt and say, "Oh, I want to show up for this prompt." No, based on your campaign, the keywords you're targeting, the your products, the type of questions about your products that customers might have, your images, Q&A, reviews, brand store, the prompts will be populated here. Now, you could either say, I want to show up, so you could activate or deactivate that prompt. The responses, you can't change it. If the sample response, if you click on that, Amazon is going to give you the sample response that they have for this prompt. So in this example, for instance, for this coffee and espresso, I screenshot that I found. It says one of the prompt is coffee maker that has multi-stream technology from Kitchen Smart. Now, this shows up as a prompt. I'm not sure what would be the prompt itself exactly, or this is the exact prompt. Or the second one is coffee maker with adjustable steam went from Kitchen Smart. But if you want to change the response for this prompt, the only way you could change it is that you have to go back to your listing. Through your listing, optimize your listing to
Mhm.
change this response. You can't adjust it. This is Amazon. So it is how I think Amazon tries to make it authentic, so you don't have to do anything with prompt. You could say, I want to show up or I don't want to show up. If you want to change
Right.
your response for prompt, go back to your listing, figure out in your listing what is triggering this. If you don't like the answer, then that's how you deal with it. So then Amazon is going to show up you the impressions, clicks. As of now, Michael, this is free. It's in beta.
Yeah.
So when you turn on prompt and customers click, you're not going to get charged. But in the future, they have mentioned it's going to be cost per click. So if when they click, you get charged based on cost per click.
Yeah, I've seen some really good implementations of people sort of optimizing for these sort of like prompt-based experiences on their product page by like adding more thoughtful stuff, explaining it, which has been great. Like I've seen really good results with that. So it's cool that we get this list of like prompt themes. I also think for like gray hat or black hat marketers, I think it's also like really do hope that Amazon adds like a negative feedback loop. So like imagine going to your product listing and like saying something that your product is not just to appease the bot, just to get the order. And like I imagine it could open the door. Like if people are like misinterpreting what the prompt is or potentially like trying to like squeak by some rules on their product page, and they're gonna end up with like
Right.
some right, like so
Right.
like a higher refund rate or something like that. Um, just a sort of a word of caution if anyone's sort of
Makes sense.
thinking
Yeah,
that
there's
way.
a shared feedback here.
Yeah.
But to your point, we will see how fast it is if there's something wrong. This feedback loop, how quick it is to get response.
Right, and I guess the other risk too is, like, what if Amazon misinterprets my page and then, like, serves me for a prompt that I didn't actually ask for? So this kinda thing could
Right.
be really nice. Like, what if my TV is not good for gaming, but it just interprets it as good for gaming or something like that?
Probably the immediate solution is to turn off the prompt, right? So
Right.
you don't show up for that. But yeah,
Ar
makes sense.
Alrighty, so your quick rating on sort of both of those things, sponsored prompts as well as the interface to sort of evaluate some of these prompts. Scale 1 to 10 impact on performance?
You don't have much information on this, but I would give this 8. It is gonna be
Yeah.
huge.
Right.
8, 9. It's gonna be huge,
Mhm.
and also depends on how customers are kind of adopting Rufus.
Yeah.
But if they use it, this is gonna be a huge impact. 8, 9, what I would say.
Cool. Alright, I think we've got 1 or 2 more updates. Sponsored product
Right.
video.
Oh, this is funny, not funny, interesting one. So the same sponsored products that we have now there will be ads attached to it. Above the ad, the same sponsored product, everything is similar. You have ads showing up above that. So you could add up to 5 videos. And in the screen that we see, this is sponsored product for GoPro camera. Above that, there are 3 videos showing up. The first video, there's a thumbnail and the feature said stabilization. The other one, it said HP series lenses. And third one has this description of durable. And then you can click, the customers could click on any of these video and see the video related to that. By this, Amazon's goal, I believe, is that they say that we want you to show the futures of your product here. So as you can see here, stabilization. Show me one video
Mhm.
about it. Show the customers video about
Right.
how good this is with stabilizing the camera, the video. Durability. Show me in the quick video, show how good, how durable this product is. So kind of the way I think about this, actually I ran here, we have an example for a product for ankle brace product. I'm trying to run this. But
Yeah.
my approach was that let's go back to product opportunity explorer, see what questions people
Yeah.
have, the features people have. I saw those features, and based on that, we add the video. So for instance, for that, the first
Mhm.
title I have, first video, adjustable fit. It is very important for customers to see how adjustable is and how you adjust the ankle brace. The next was
Amazing.
very
Mhm.
important, fits in shoes, right? So I mentioned fits in shoes, and you're showing a photo of a customer wearing this and playing with it around to show how fittable in shoes are. So that's the goal. It got just delivered today, I mean confirmed, approved. I'm not showing up. I'm not seeing showing up on Amazon anymore. We will see what happens.
So first of all, I just want to highlight it wasn't even the thing that you were talking about, but I always love this concept of like I consider what we do to be technical marketing as opposed to like brand, creative based marketing where you're like trying to do the look and feel of things. But what I love that you said is I think on Amazon, it's really primed to almost like play Moneyball, which is I have this concept where it's like you can optimize and grow an account sort of like blindfolded, which is like I know that I can go into Product Opportunity Explorer and see the things that people love about products, like the main purchase drivers, and then pull that into my technical marketing. So it's as if you ran a focus group with like real customers, but you can
Right.
just grab it from Product Opportunity Explorer and then boom, those are your 3 videos, the top 3 things that people find really valuable about this niche, and then as long as it applies to your product, lean on that. So sponsored products video is, like, really cool. It sort of changes the feel of what sponsored products means, slightly, but predictions for I know this again, these are all predictions, but predictions for performance improvement with sponsored
10.
products video.
10.
Yeah.
This is going to
Mhm.
usually improve your click-through rate. And the way I think about this is that hopefully Amazon doesn't charge if the customer is watching the video or they clicking on any video to watch them. If they don't, which I don't read anywhere they are gonna
R
read
Could
anywhere
we
they are
get
gonna
free
charge.
views? Could we get free views?
Then the good thing is that the customer sees your features. If they don't like it, they won't click. You are not gonna
Right.
get charged.
Yeah.
But then the questions that becomes is that I saw that they said had in documents that you could now you're gonna have bid adjustment in the bid
Mm.
adjustment multiplies or top of search and stuff like that. You have one video tab being added next to audience, you will be having bid adjustment for these videos. Now the
Wow.
question is that okay, I'm gonna get clicked, but I'm gonna just do the bid multiplier for which video to show up. So they are gonna do some monetization from here. We
Yeah.
will see how it's gonna happen.
But I agree, what a cool little feature here.
Yeah,
And I think that's the end of our list.
I think so. The creative
Yeah.
agent, not much to talk about. It is great. Go use it. You kind of input your ASIN, and Amazon creates you. Actually, it has become very advanced, and I created few
Yeah.
pretty good. Creates
It's
great
gotten a lot
videos.
better
Go-
in the last few months,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. Go play with it. Images, videos. It is very good, and surprisingly, I was shocked first time because I didn't expect Amazon to be this good to create this
Yeah.
good of a video, but it is good. Like you get different scenes, you can change it. I won't say it is amazing, but it's a quick way to create your video.
Yeah. Clement on the team here had, like, all of these AI image and video generators open on, like, a browser. He's like, "Alright, I'm gonna use Amazon's thing over here, and then, like, Google VO3 over here, and, like, the next one on the next one," like, comparing all of them and seeing how they really fascinating. Um,
Right.
I think that's all the updates. I think that's all the updates.
I have
Uh,
last one.
we should do this last one.
Last
Yeah.
one. The brand, the impacting performance for the other one, I would say it is like 5, 6 as of now.
AI generated, creative?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Mhm.
This one brand store in your if you go to your brand store, we had this pages for sources and what their performance it is.
Yeah.
The only thing we had was organic, one line, what is the
Right.
spend, sales, traffic, one line ads, and external and others. That's
Mhm.
it. Now in organic, it tells you what they're from A plus content, from
Yep.
search to complete for search results. For ad, it drills down to sponsor brand video, brand display,
Yeah.
and interestingly, shows you search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing, DuckDuckGo, what is the
Mhm.
traffic content, and social media, Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram, YouTube. This is interesting that shows you the sources for
It
like
it's
drills down
also
to these sources.
it's also very interesting, the other tab up top is your tags, so I imagine that opens up the door for, like, taggable links, so you can, like, have
Yeah.
you send out an email, you tag that link, it directs to your brand store, you can measure it, like that kind of thing. Very cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Change on performance for that last one.
That last one, yeah, five. I would say five.
5 is your basement.
I
We
know.
didn't rank anything lower than 5. So I would say the number one thing that we ranked the highest was, of course, sponsored products video. And then the second one, I believe, was the prompt-based analysis. And then, yeah, so I hope this was cool. I also think it was cool to for people listening to sort of hear the initial assessment, because there's so much that changes on Amazon all the time. It's helpful to prioritize. I think that's the hardest thing to do in any kind of digital marketing, which is like there's a million things to do. Now there's a million and 10 that we've just gone over. And I think like early mover advantage, yes, but also like prioritization as well. So I hope people out there are able to prioritize and work through this. Mansour, thank you again so much for coming back on the show. Thanks so much for sharing some of these new Amazon updates. If someone wanted to get in touch with you, maybe ask you some questions on these new updates, what's your favorite way that people can get in touch with you?
Thanks again for having me. It's always a pleasure. The best way to reach out to me is through LinkedIn for sure. I'm pretty active there.
Right on. Well, Mansour, thank you so much for coming back on the show. And everyone else, I'll see you next week here on the PPC Den podcast.
I've launched campaigns and picked keywords. I've got my bids, set placements too, and bad mistakes. I've made a few. I've had my share of broad keywords, but I've gone through. We are the PPC Den, my friends, and we'll keep up the rising till the end. You two are the PPC Den. We talk about Amazon, no time